Yes, we're back, keep the ball on the ground! For a podcast and about a fucking pneumonia, it's freezing, man.
The worst cold I've felt in a long time, innit?
Is this the cold you felt in a long time?
I had a wee man shock, he's stuck on it at the moment.
Your dad's nipples are solid, isn't it? But it's got nothing to do with the weather. There's nothing to do with the windy.
Talk about small wee man, as soon as I took a drink of that, my cock just shriveled.
What is this shite, man? What is this shite?
Boys, honestly, I don't. 12-pack, 6-pack available now, side. The perfect Christmas gift that's getting dabbed. And also, what I was thinking, Andy, see if get we taste it first.
I've not tried it.
Wild thing.
Rubbish. No, it's actually nice. I don't usually like energy drinks, but I do.
It's amazing because when we done the study and it took months and months to study, we went abroad to get the right energy. Poland was the place we went to the factory and we tasted all the energy gel.
That's where the big university is for energy drinks.
Amazing, Andy. So we're there with scientists and all that to prove it. So this is the perfect energy drink out there now. I was actually thinking, see Secret Santa when you get it in the work. That'd be perfect, wouldn't it? Because see that, you don't know what you work with people and you don't have a clue where to get them. You don't know.
Need Polish,
tell you what, I'm
available now.
I can feel it already.
You're just
I get home, Lynn gets in for that school run.
She's getting it, right? And it's amazing, you've actually made that a perfect size for your Fanta.
Festive period coming up, you know what I was thinking, Andy?
Geezer, wait, you're not going to sing the song now?
No, festive period coming up, Si. Buy barrel loads yet because you can make cocktails, vodka with it, shots with it, and then when you're rough the next day, down it and it'll wake you up. Amazing for the festive time.
Wee Santa, a wee bit of milk, wee cookie and a wee can of milk thing.
And look at that, because your energy drink's out, we've decorated the mirror like your face. What a day for you, man. What about this though?
Oh my God, that's a shocker.
Fuck, man. But it's good because it's a week before we're all going out next Sunday for the live show, so I'm just glad it's not here.
Where have you had those all weekend?
I had one of them during the week. Bust it, man. It bust for 2 days.
What, on your nose?
It was huge.
What do you think that is, stress?
Don't know, just...
You've been hanging about with me too long.
That's what it is.
Me rubbing a bit, yeah.
I actually dragged my face one of your towels, that's what it was.
I left, I changed it.
A bit of oil in it.
Why do I feel like we've not done a podcast in ages?
You've not been about for ages, you've let the boys do this year, haven't you?
Hair's like well, mate.
Think so?
It's flying in, mate.
I could header the ball for the first time with it.
Oh, right. I thought
that was actually the first time I could head it since.
Has there been occasions where it's came up and you've had to...
Maybe I had a bounce game on Saturday and I refused to head the ball a full game.
And you're playing centre?
I fucking hate that. It's too strong, man. But no, I can head it now, so...
It's looking good.
Got my powers back.
They don't say it comes in first before it goes out again,
Aye.
That's decent.
Not fault to that.
It's flying in, mate.
What an advertisement for the company that done it. No, I'm being serious.
That's amazing.
I'm watching intently because you see all these guys with adverts. Oh, I've went and did this, got the hair done. You're thinking, he's talking shite, isn't he? It's happened that way. So I'm watching intently because if this fucking is a success, I'm on the next fucking
Code Kev for 10% off, but whatever.
No, but Grosvenor Sport.
The best.
Grosvenor,
they had a big part in your... It was them that done your transplant, wasn't it?
They did that.
It was Grosvenor Sport that did
10 minutes or no? 10 minutes they done a transplant.
Double the odds offer's back.
I've not heard that in ages. I've not heard that in a long
The best offer is back. Sign up at gsport.com/
open goal. Yeah. Amazing. Great.
When did Big Sam become the Dutch manager? Sam Halliday's 100%
I love that, Andy. I must say,
absolutely. Argentina?
Pish.
No, I must say, I hope football goes back to the 4-4-2, and I don't mind a bit of long ball because
they were actually miles better when they put the big man.
Amazing. There's somebody said that I think Spain had like 3,000 touches. And that boy, it brought on the big guy, Weghorst. Was it Burnley? Couldn't get a game for Burnley.
He scored a goal for Burnley.
Hopeless. And he had 7 touches, 2 goals for 7 touches, and Spain had 3,000 as well. I think that was became. It's how slow is the World Cup, mate?
So you know what is to pass the ball anymore now?
Aye, 100%. Keep throwing the ball. I just mean watching it. This football. I don't mean playing long ball, but I mean
variety.
See the Spain pass to the side.
Never be predictable.
That's the first time I've seen a target man in international football for a long time.
I mean, Argentina were lost, weren't they?
It worked.
It
worked. At the end of the day, it worked. They cost the 2 Argentinian boys at the back no end of problems, and eventually, they got one of the goals from probably then.
You must be Scotland's last ever target man, eh? That went well, didn't it?
Aye.
Emil came in.
He did really well.
He was cracked when he came in, that big boy.
He made me feel so much better about my international career.
He was not bad.
Do you put Dykes under that category now? Wee bit.
But I always think when, especially at the start when Dykes played, it was just a fucking hoof up to him.
At the start, aye.
Listen, I don't mind. Like I wouldn't say I love long ball football, but there's long ball football and then there's long ball control football in terms of actually hitting a target, a decent pass into a centre forward. I think with Holland, it wasn't just a case of launch it. It was like, right, there's your man.
You've got Frankie de Jong here. Pass the ball through him.
But let me also say, right, you're playing against Lisandro Martinez.
He's 6 foot.
Argentinian. 6 foot?
4 foot.
Never been 6 foot.
5'8".
So I mean, you put a big man up.
I'm glad Holland are out. Pish.
Rubbish. And
Argentina.
Hope they do it, mate. I'm so nervous for Messi. I hope he wins it.
You said there was no chance, eh?
I know, I didn't think they did have a squad side, but I think
You said Morocco, though.
I did say Morocco. That's outrageous, that shout.
That is what was it after the first game you said?
After the first game, they drew the first game as well, so I didn't even base it on the battle of the team, just on the way I felt about the tournament. I think football nowadays, you don't need to be the best team to win, I don't think now.
I'm the back. In the middle of the pitch for Morocco.
Picking your face, mate.
No, just it's a wee scratch or something.
He's an animal. Boy, I'm the back in the middle of the pitch. He was obviously in the Fiorentina team that we played this year.
So he was?
Both games.
Lewis Fergie. Oh, so he was?
Both games, I think he's very good.
Was he,
with
mate?
slippers on.
Yeah, Derek said something about him as well. He loves
Lewis
him.
played against him, didn't he?
Hakimi as well. Ziyech.
They've actually got a good side on paper, haven't they?
The goalie's good. Face Sevilla, is it Sevilla?
El Nizri up front.
Roman Size, he was
John Hartson thought he played with PSG, didn't he? But I don't know how he didn't hang Mbappe's up front for the PSG for El Nizri, but
starting to enjoy it a wee bit more so.
I've loved the World Cup side. Loved it.
What about Jamie O'Hara, mate? So England got put, he was fucking fuming, then his flight got cancelled for Tenerife. Did you see him have a meltdown on Twitter last night?
Brilliant. No, amazing.
He is having a fucking shocker, mate.
Deserved.
Never been so
happy. When's he
happy.
back in with us?
I don't know. Then he's back in. His last performance was nothing so short of a fucking disgrace. Kept calling Mbappe.
Did
you hear that?
No.
And he knew he said...
Last one I watched was the last Lord and Fraud you done.
You know what he done? He said that if he was Southgate, he would drop Bellingham. Remember?
I got a 5 at the back.
Honestly, the guy was all early gaff.
Oh, I meant to ask you this. Please tell me you've seen Daniel Sturridge's Instagram.
No.
Aye, I have.
Mate,
We were
talk
singing
about
and all that.
a meltdown.
What's he done?
Have you heard him talking about Mbappe?
No.
I need to show you this, mate.
Is that when he starts like, singing his name or something?
I says,
Watch the England game, watch the France game.
Make sure the camera, mate.
Scored, and after my man scoring a double, fam, you know I had to do it again. Mbappe, dog. Kill it. Mbappe, dog. Kill it. He was gone.
Decent singer.
Messi.
I know, but what is
Messi.
did?
Nah, he's lost it. Hasn't he?
Daniel Sturridge.
What is he doing?
Cancelled, isn't it? He should be cancelled.
What is he doing now?
He was playing up front with Suarez fucking 5 years ago.
No, he's doing that. Oof.
Jude Bellingham's the most complete midfielder I've seen for a long time.
Yes, what a
You
player.
call it, you've got what was that thing you tweeted? It was brilliant.
No, it wasn't. No, he's not a sitter,
Oh,
not
well,
10.
I
He
think
just
that's
does
amazing.
everything, doesn't he?
No, but that's
That's
true,
amazing.
isn't it?
That's I love that.
He can do everything.
Yeah.
Do you know who was great against France?
Qatar goalie.
He was outstanding. That one. Declan Rice. Ricey was brilliant.
Yeah,
I don't know why. I know I'm going to go to Scotland, which is amazing. The domestic football is back, but I don't know why Southgate's getting slaughtered for no making subs. This is what I couldn't understand. Right? They're saying when it went 1-1 and they were in top, why he never made subs. But surely, if you're on tap, you wouldn't make subs because your team are playing that well. If you're the opposite and you're not playing well, then I get right, put players on. But people are slaughtering them for no.
When you
don't
get
think you should get slaughtered
So
for
see when you're on top, do you never? So you're trying to tell me when you're on top, you never change it.
Flipper sometimes.
I think on that, like when they were on top, that's when they should have made changes.
But
Went more direct, like
What sense that they could win the game?
Aye, sense that they could win the game. They must have had that feeling that when they got the equaliser,
Dele Alli would have wanted to put another defender on.
They allowed France to be. They allowed France to get that 1-0 up and then let them commit the game, and as if they were fear for France. It should have been the other way around. And when they got 1-1, that's when you say, right, bring off maybe Henderson and bring on a Grealish and bring on maybe what do you call it?
I can't believe he took Saka off.
Mbappe,
He was outrageous.
He was our best player in the game.
He was
Saka.
terrorised Hernandez, terrorised him. But some of the defending was bizarre, mate. They were diving in trying to win the ball when the guy's holding the ball up. Do you know what I mean?
What about the one Mbappe runs Kyle Walker
Oh
down
my
the line?
God. How quick was
I
he?
never-
That's
Did he?
no fair, mate.
What, did he roast Walker?
Aye.
I just
He
want.
gave him about 10 yards and got by him. Got to the byline,
Should
didn't he?
have been a
Turn it
goal.
back. And he's a cheat code, mate.
Yeah.
Mbappe or Haaland, I think I've asked you this before, but
Haaland for me.
Haaland for me.
yeah.
me, aye.
I think he said Haaland before,
I'm
didn't
taking
we?
Haaland.
But Mbappe, this World Cup's been a joke.
Yeah. Player of tournament, Mbappe. Mbappe, sorry.
Messi.
Steve Guppy.
Don't know why.
No,
Messi,
Borna Barisic was great last time.
Hey, I read a thing today about Borna
might-
Barisic. His dad's like the Croatian mafia.
I heard Jelovic's something.
Jelovic's was.
like that.
What, is Jelovic's man?
No, his dad.
She generally, but I don't know if we're going to go into that, but Borna and Juranovic were both very good against Brazil, wasn't it? No, Juranovic, sorry, against Brazil.
And Barisic played against Japan.
Barisic never played against Brazil. Juranovic was getting MOM, wasn't he?
First half especially.
Kept Vinicius Junior very quiet.
Fuck the World Cup, Scottish football's back.
Yes!
I went
Scottish Premiership return this Saturday.
That's me done, innit?
This weekend.
That's me ended back to Scotland after
You
my
were our
performance.
international correspondent.
Thank God the World Cup came when it did, didn't it? I was so close to a melting with that brown suit on.
Are you looking forward to it coming back, don't you?
No.
Like domestic football?
No, not at all.
Aye.
No, I'm not listening. It's brilliant to have Scottish football back because
What fixture are you looking for? Sorry, what fixture are you looking forward to most this weekend?
Hearts and St Mirren. That'll be a cracker.
That's not even on. That's not even a game.
Who are you looking forward to?
I think Rangers and Hibs to see Beale. I think Beale, his first game in charge.
What day is that one?
That's a Sunday, it's a cracker.
No, it's not,
It's a Friday. Thursday, you bastard. Bloody bastards. He's in World Cup now still. I'm not focused on the Beale, but listen, it'll be amazing. I'm so excited about the Beale because I said he's the most assistant I've ever heard that's got that.
He's the most what?
Most assistant manager when he was an assistant who had the amount of credit he got was incredible. That just shows you obviously how good he is, but now the next step's obviously going to be in manager Rangers, which
right, we're going to come to Rangers in a minute, but Andy, training camp this week with Hearts. Fucking leather and Spanish guys, man. What happened?
But you almost have had friendlies like that against.
Aye.
There's a stigma against British clubs being physical as fuck. See me play these Spanish Italian teams in friendly, they're dirty bastards.
They're angry boys, aren't they? They're angry boys.
But it generally was like, again, we've all played in. For the first 15 minutes, some of the tackles were going was mad, and the ref just.
Well, could you sense it straight away? This is getting naughty.
$1,000,000%. Because I wasn't involved. I was watching. I was like, this is going to end up like somebody's going to do something because the refs just had no control under with the game. So there was about that tackle that actually led to the brawl. There was about 15 worse tackles in the first 20 minutes than that.
Was it?
Aye, but you could just see it brewing.
How was GMS? You're lucky I wasn't on that fucking pitch.
Was he there?
You're lucky. You're lucky.
See now that you mentioned that. Oh no, he wasn't even in the trip. I was just about to say I didn't even see him in the early, but nah, he wasn't even.
He sensed someone was coming. That's why he stayed at home. He sensed there was trouble.
I wasn't playing. I was in the. I still wasn't really back from my Achilles at that point.
Because there's rumours that you fucking ran up into the stadium and said, I'm not getting this fucking barnet ruined for nobody.
$1,000,000%.
$1,000,000%. It was Cockring, wasn't it? We Cockring.
Cockring.
Was a crack getting thrown?
Did anybody get cracked?
Nah, I don't think so. It was all handbags generally. It was. But it lasted, obviously the clip you seen on Twitter, it cut out. It did last a solid like 10 minutes. You're like, just...
What was Robbie jig doing?
Robbie Nielsen wanted just to continue in the dressing naked to it. What was that about? That's the best one is I think it's somebody getting banjo to it.
That was it, Rab, the fitness coach. Remember Rabbit, shoot your home with 3 fingers? At Motherlow in Cyprus, he ran in a wee Cypriot guy. Alex
Coughlin got fined for the way he went down. Like we fined him as players for the way he went down for the push.
What, he got put in, he hit the deck?
Oh, did you see the way he went down?
How did it kick off? What was the actual thing that made it all kick off?
The ref was just getting no fouls for any tackles for 20 minutes. I think the boys came up and like elbowed out Alex. Didn't get a foul, played on. Alex just got tight, and one of the wee stupid petrol ones when he kicked that away, and their centre half just came flying over and just shoved him to the down.
I told you when we got Christmas time as well, actually, so Barrowfield was frozen over, so we used to go to toll cross for 5 sides. Wally McStacey's the team that finishes last has to run it back to Celtic Park. So
through toll cross?
Through toll cross. So through toll cross, mate, the Celtic gear on. So I think my team got beat John McGake, big John McGake was in it, mate. Next thing, the young team have fucking cornered us, man, on the way back to Celtic Park. End up fucking knowing about them. John McGate gets fucking cracked, mate. He's running back to Barrowfield, his nose burst, mate, bleeding, and Willie was shiting himself because he thought he get sacked for making his own back. He's like to me, hey, I think John's fucking at it. Amazing, man. You ever get it? You must have been in a few scraps now.
When we were at Sunderland youth team, when we lived in the hostel at the weekends.
Oh, this is Boobsy.
No, we lived at the hostel at the weekends. The young girls would come round looking for a bit of action, but the young guys would sometimes come round looking for other sorts of action.
Oh, right.
So this one weekend, they were like, they smashed the big pane window, front living room window. So the Irish boy, Shane Hart, went, Kyler, we'll just go and smash him up here. I went, aye, fuck it, let's go. You go first then, and we'll follow you, because you're the biggest. And I went, all right, okay. And I couldn't fight. I was like, so we started chasing them out the park, Roker Park, with the pool cues and the pool balls. So we got into the park, they stopped, and I thought, oh, here we go, this is D-Day, we're going to start fighting. So I turned around to make sure that the boys were there. They were all fucked off back to the hostel. So they all came for me, so I just started going out with the pool cue, boom, 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 fucking hit them.
Be shooting them.
I got arrested the next day to training ground.
Like Spider-Man.
Got arrested?
I got arrested next day to training ground. Police came to the training ground and come and take me away, and the first team were shouting, "There's Braveheart about the jail."
Cammy Devlin, talk about a wee tough guy. Got Messi's shirt. That's a fucking.
No played a minute.
No,
Outstanding.
I love that shit.
What's happened? He must tell a story about that. Have you spoken to him?
No, yeah, because he's not been back in. But
How's he got it?
I messaged straight away saying, "You're not a millionaire."
Right.
That strip.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
mate, that's a great shout. Imagine they go and win it.
Mate, it was his
Thousand.
1000th game. He scored in the game to be Argentina's top goal scorer ever.
Oh my
Beat
God.
Batistuta. If they go and win the World Cup, that's worth at least £1 million.
Mate, his house is getting robbed.
Aye, that's it.
I'm telling you, mate, his house is getting robbed.
Remember O'Hara told us about who was the English guy who got Maradona's tap?
Peter Reid.
Aye.
That guy.
What did he sell it for the other day?
8
million quid or something?
8.2 million or something.
8.2 million?
That's right, aye.
Oh my god.
Fuck's sake.
He's a millionaire after getting that strip. So
He's got to go to his house.
I seen him taking a bit of stick as well because people saying, "Oh, I never played." Mate, what? That's a once in a lifetime opportunity. Like you've got to. If nobody else has asked for it, just go and ask for
I
it.
can't believe nobody's asked for it.
Can't believe Become Dog never got it.
He deserved
I
it.
seen him at the end like that, didn't he?
No, did you not see his interview done? Aye.
No, what did he say?
Oh,
He's
brilliant.
talking about after the France game. He asked Mbappe for. They were both in the changing room.
Mbappe.
And he came out and he was like to the kit man, "Can you get Mbappe's strip for me?" So Cummins gave the kit man his Cummins strip. And he says that the kit man took the kit over to Mbappe. Mbappe's looked at it and went, "No." Passed it back to him.
And I've seen this interview.
And then he says he's went up to Giroud. He went, "Giroud, big man." Like he's saying this in his fucking head back. He said, "Giroud, big man, can I get the kit in that?" And he
Giroud
says, "I don't speak English." And Cummins was like, "You played in the Premier League for 10 years." What do you mean you don't speak English? So then he ended up getting, who did they say? Kunde won it? Kunde?
And Kunde, aye.
Centre
He got
half, they ended up
Kunde,
getting
aye.
his.
I messaged him about coming on if he was home, but he's way back to Australia, but he says in the summer he's going to come.
He said the same
Whatever
as
we
well.
want to do.
Because he says he wants to give us a proper thank you by coming back.
Oh, mate, I think we should do the Hydro and Cummins should come on it again.
That's as a joker again.
As the Joker again.
Surely Messi took his tap off first half.
Has he ripped Messi's? Have you seen him with his tap out? Has he ripped?
I think the kitman must go to every game with 10 Messi strips.
Aye,
He can't just go with the normal 2
I know.
because everyone's going to be asking for his jersey.
You'd do it for that, wouldn't you?
Oh,
You
yeah,
really want
mate.
to sell it, but wouldn't you know?
Nah, fucking for $1 million
Nah,
quid.
I
Do you know
would.
what I'm saying? What would you
Six
say?
keep it for 15 years, mate. If they win the World Cup, that's gone.
Aye. That's-
Amazing. Right, listen, Rangers v Hibs, Michael Beale manager, what changes do we expect for Rangers? Is it going to go back to the 4-3-3?
Aye.
Wide players inside, full backs high.
100%.
Any insight into players that you think we've not seen for a while that might come back into the team?
Glenn Kamara, definitely. I
Captain,
think he was the first one I said
penalties,
that
corners,
he's on everything. I think he'll. My prediction is that he'll really like Malik Tillman, the type of player he is. In terms of changes,
So where will Tillman play within that, one of the two
I don't know. That's what
side
I'm
players
saying.
that come into the 10?
Because you would have thought the way he obviously played at Rangers with a narrow front three, he would then go to QPR and do that, and he never. You know, they started
What did he
at
play at
3 at the
QPR?
back.
Did they,
They
right?
started at 3 at the back at the start of the season, then changed to a 4-3-3. But I don't know. I think it's quite early to say, but I do think Glenn Kamara's a cert to be back in the side. They love them.
Lowry will get, I think you'll see him,
That's what
marry
I'm
him.
saying,
Yeah.
aye.
He's excellent,
Good.
that boy, honestly.
What, see him?
He is. We were watching when we played Rangers, we were expecting he was going to play, and watching the highlights of Rangers there this season, he was outrageous, that boy. He
Yeah.
can do everything. I know that's a wee bit low level, but
I think that's
I
what
think
they're needing,
he's-
just somebody to do, somebody to actually do something a wee bit different.
I
to
think it's
what
the full team, Kev. I think they need just a complete in it.
He said they're not fit enough yet.
Did he?
Aye.
But see your Lowry's and your Tillmans, they're more 10s, aren't they? Like a central 10. He doesn't really play with central 10s. He plays with two
he doesn't,
wide
no,
players
you're
who come into the 10. So
That's
where
what
do
I
they
mean.
fit into that system?
Is that his plan for Tillman if he does play that narrow front three? Is he that one on the right
comes
that
in.
just plays inside and lets Tab bomb down the line potentially? But come on, that's shocking.
Outrageous.
That
Answer
summons
that.
up if she's phoning me this time. Fucking para for the rest
That's
of
a
the
what?
show.
But,
That's him. He's deep now for Alexa now, aren't he?
Oh, just you talk amongst yourselves. What's she wanting, man?
That's the worst, isn't it? See when they don't text after it and let
On
you
a
know what it
Monday
was
as well,
for?
after the weekend,
No,
you're like, what the fuck have I
When
done?
the text you now say, phone me.
Oh
And
my
you-
God, just tell us what to do. It's up.
Just
And then
fucking
you
tell
phone
us.
them and there's no answer and you're saying, fucking hell,
What have I
just
done?
send me text, mate. And then just saying, phone me. She no answer.
Why did he do that? Do you know what I mean?
do you want to take a 5-minute break and go?
When you say, no, Andy, I wanted to ask you. You made a great point about Beale. Obviously, I mean, he's been an assistant. He's not really been a manager. But you said obviously now in modern day football, you have to be a coach now, don't you?
And I think as well, he was always an introvert as a coach. Like he was never like, or as an assistant manager, he wasn't like, generally know the way that you and Dale are good with the boys, brilliant with the boys, and that he was never like that. He wasn't. He never had like personal relationships with people. He was always just that. So I think if you're like that,
it's difficult.
Then it's a different change. But I think it's just the same for the way he was anyway. But it's like I said to you, like,
so you've never seen him?
Postecoglou for me is a coach. Pep's a coach. Klopp's a coach. All the top managers now are coaches. So I don't think there's any difference in terms of that. And like I said, if he was more a people's coach where he got around the boys and that, it's a different sort of job that he's got. But
you've never seen him with his arse out up the back of the bus now?
Never, no. Gary McAllister was like that. He was like that.
What, got his arse out up the back of the bus?
Arse out all the time at the back.
I was going to ask as well, would he, like, in terms of how would Gerrard work it? Would Gerrard talk maybe after games? Would he say, Gary and Mick, he's got anything to say? Would he be quite forthcoming with his point of view? Would he like
it could be completely different
to Gerrard? That's what I was going to ask you.
So I think that was the big thing which I think you need. Like you need to have people that challenge you and have different opinions or whatever. And I think Michael Beale did have that with Gerrard. So I don't think there's as much a change as what people think. But there's nothing to say. Every appointment's still a risk. Do you know what I mean?
Beale's came on the back of being the assistant at Rangers, then going to QPR and having 19 games. Would that be right?
Aye.
And he's basically got the job in the back of that. So there's a lot of trust and faith in the Rangers board appointing him, and they believe they can deliver, and he believes he can deliver. And I think because he had success that year, winning 55, I think the players believe that he could be the answer as well. So it's a good fit. He just needs to get off to a really good start and build from that and try and narrow the gap as best he can, no as quickly as he can, as basically as time allows it, because you've got to just take each game at a time when you're the new manager. You've got to beat Hibs. I think they've got also Aberdeen coming up. And then you've got the Old Firm, the United, Celtic. So
it's a tough start.
If he gets the 3 wins and then you go to you've got Celtic at Ibrox and you get a result there, before you know it, the atmosphere might just have changed enough to start putting down.
Would you not argue though that Ange Postecoglou's appointment at Celtic was more of a risk than this one?
Aye, because I don't think many people had idea of who Ange Postecoglou is. At least
he had managed, didn't he?
Just his experience, and he'd been in World Cups and
won the league in Japan. And Andy, the reason I say that is because Ange had, when you're obviously, as you know, when you're the manager, you need to make the decisions. Obviously, picking the team, the recruitment side of things, you're the one that leaves players out. Beale's never had that. You know what I mean? He might be a great coach, but he's now the one that's going to need to pick the team that's going to win on a Saturday. Speak to the players you're out or whatever it is. So that's a completely different thing.
I agree, and obviously we're talking about a different scale, but you should never done that. You know what I mean? You
don't take a manager's job.
You're not saying that that's hard, are you? To tell some boy he's not playing.
You don't take a manager's job if you're not prepared to say to boys, sorry, you're not playing today, or...
But when they lose, if Rangers lose and it's put onto him, that he's never had that, whereas if he does...
No, you're right.
He has the coaching. Ange with that Australia job, maybe he's getting criticised quite a bit.
And Gerrard, I mean, Beale could be a great coach and then Gerrard would get the criticism if they lose. Now that's going to go in Beale's head. And it's up, I mean, he does seem a very confident guy though, doesn't he? He seems to really backs himself. So
I think it's like you said, there's a risk in any appointment. I do think what you're saying, your points are right, they're valid, but I do think at Rangers and Celtic, the reason I was saying about Ange Postecoglou is surely he didn't have a major idea what Celtic's like to demand expectations. You can talk about Australia, fucking whatever he done or you like. It's a different level up here. Do you know what I mean? And listen, the appointment's fucking worked, end of. But I do think it helps that he's been at the club at some sort of capacity and knows what it's like going into it, regardless of how much experience.
Lenny was the same, wasn't he? Lenny was a coach at first, and then he went and took the manager's job straight away.
Strachan.
I think both appointments are very similar in terms of the timing. Ange came in just before the January window.
Came in the summer.
So my point is though that when Ange came in, he made quick signings. He identified before he obviously what he needed to make Celtic better, and eventually turned the tide around. Beale's come in just before Christmas with a 3-4 week break to work with these players, and probably has already identified players that he's wanting to go for in January. So it's similar in terms of timing, as in he's got an opportunity possibly to bring in players and identify what he needs. So listen, the next 3-4 weeks are going to be really interesting.
It is such an advantage that he's had a couple of training sessions, isn't it?
Aye, a couple of bounce games during the week.
Did you ask will Morelos and Kent stay now?
No, because we didn't ask it.
I think there's more chance of them staying now that Beale's involved.
I think Morelos, I've said it before, if you get Morelos all firing cylinders, get him fit,
there's a question for you. Will he start this game?
I think he probably
will. No?
No?
Nah.
Why? Do you think he's gotten fit in this short period of time?
I mean, what does that say to Antonio Chola if he comes in? Doesn't he play the first game when he scored? He's in the most goals in the league. And
me personally, I'm looking at it thinking,
but Rangers are a better team with Morelos and Arbichola, I think.
I'd agree with you, but Alfredo Morelos started against St Mirren before the break and was poor. And
but his head was gone, wasn't it? I just think if you're Michael Beale, I'm starting Morelos.
I think down the line, if they get him fit, he will be in the team. But I don't think for this first game he will be.
All right, you go with that? You think you'll start?
I would like to see, for a good, strong Rangers, a fire and fit Alfredo Morelos makes the Rangers team better. I think he galvanises quite a lot of people around about him. I think he should start, but he's maybe not at that point. But maybe Beale might have that conversation with him and say, look, Alfredo, if you want to go, I need you to do this and I'll help you go. But if you don't help me to help you, you're going to just end up disappearing in that, because that's what could happen.
Still got a good squad of players Rangers he's coming into though. Maybe a few positions where he needs to strengthen. But see, I don't want to compare it, but when Ange came into Celtic, I mean, it was a bit of a shit show, the squad of players he had.
Fucking definitely.
I mean, how he's recruited and the players he's brought in to be, where he's at the new.
I'd say Rangers were stronger when Beale came in than Celtic or when Ange came in.
A squad of players.
Do you think Michael Beale will get the backing that Ange got?
Again, you didn't know, didn't you? You didn't know what money's there. But again, I know you talk about Aribo, like a big player that's gone, but for the wee glimpses that I've seen of Tillman, if you could get him playing, I think he's an able replacement for Aribo.
I really like him. I think he's probably, you talk about Lowry, right, and what Lowry brings, I agree, he's a young player, but I think Tillman is the only first team player Rangers have got that's like that.
Yeah.
Plays in pockets, plays in a half turn, a creative midfielder. What's his best position going to be in his system? I don't know, but he's the type of player that I know Michael Beale will love.
Play him inside, right?
I think he could. If he plays the narrow front three, I think that's where he could play.
Can I say something? I was actually buzzing 5 minutes before I start. I'm feeling myself getting a proper downer. I don't know what's happened.
Yeah, take a swing, mate.
I know, I'm fucking... I'm flying.
You're flying, all right.
Good news for Hibs, Nisbet and McGeady back, two massive players.
When we were talking about Nisbet, one of the best strikers in the league, before he got his injury, international quality, that boy. I mean, it's so sad actually that the injury kept him out so long, but he's going to be absolutely massive for Hibs. And Aidan McGeady, I mean, the quality of that guy's got is outrageous, so you might see a different Hibs the last 6 months of the season, that's for sure.
Good. Agree, Kevin?
I think they need to be better than the first 6 months, because I don't think it's been great. But you got your talisman centre forward back Nisbet, who will take a few games to get going, and then obviously the return that Aidan McGeady. I know he's obviously come to the latter stages of his career, but he still offers quite a lot to him.
What do you make of Lee Johnson's comments coming out and saying Celtic are a better team than Rangers? Would you do that?
No,
the week leading up to the Rangers game?
It shouldn't really bother you. What's it got to do with him?
Yeah.
He's got to concentrate on his own team.
Maybe he's trying to play mind games or something like that. I don't know, he comes out with a few baffling things, didn't he? But I don't know, I don't see what's any point in him saying comparing Celtic and Rangers.
Too big, it's too massive for them to get back, but it's a tough start, isn't it? Rangers and Celtic, first two back.
Yeah. Tough. Right, on Aberdeen Celtic, Alistair Johnson signed. Sonny, you're going to tell us the other boy that signed?
Can I?
Aye.
Is he then?
I was surprised they signed him. Just with the experience, I've seen him obviously in the J League and stuff, and I'm surprised he didn't go with Japan in the World Cup because he's excellent.
Who are we talking about?
That boy you're talking about.
Kobayashi.
Good, Kev. Kobayashi.
Is it?
Kobayashi.
Would that tell you that right back, centre back, that Juranovic might be away?
I think Juranovic will go, definitely, and he could get a hell of a lot of money.
What level are we talking here?
Premier League.
Top Premier League or your Southampton?
Well, you look at Spurs, Emerson Royale, the boy Doherty. Goodness me. So I think that's the quality he could go to.
That's the way that Rangers and Celtic should be working though. They've got a player in for good money, good value, went and done really well for a year, went to a World Cup, so you're looking at a fee that they're going to make X amount of profit, and then they've already got the next target lined up because they know he's going to leave. And that's a God's honest truth, right? I was watching that the first game Canada played was Belgium, was it?
Aye.
Belgium.
Yeah.
Honestly, I was watching the game and I was like, who is that right back? I swear to God, he was unbelievable in the game. Wikipedia, the Montreal Impact, I was like, he's not going to be there long. Next day, Celtic linked with Alistair Johnson. I was like, fuck off.
You could be a head of recruitment somewhere.
Do you think that is...
he was so good in that game. Canada were really good.
They were
they
good.
lost, didn't win a game, but
did Scotty play?
I was impressed with him. No.
Wallaceman's on the bench, then he got on, but
who
David
Wallaceman
came on the last game.
Oh, did he?
Aye.
Right.
This is stupid here.
Who was up front?
The boy
Wayne Gretzky.
Wayne Gretzky played off. Who was
Brian Adams.
Justin Bieber. Brian Adams was brilliant in the hole, wasn't he? I thought he was outstanding dropping in there. But what was I going to say there? This is right stupid. But see, Alistair Johnson, do you think Celtic's no signed him based on the World Cup. They've known him before that, haven't they?
I'd imagine so, because it was like the day after the first game that this came out. So they've not watched the first game, and then the next morning it's in the paper that they're signing them. So I'd imagine he's been the...
What type is he then? What, a wee terrier?
Athletic as anything, mate. So athletic. And just a modern day fullback, but the playing against Belgium, he had to defend that a lot of times. He defended well, so he was very good in that game.
That's how you do your business in the transfer window, isn't it? Get them in early.
He's been outstanding.
And I'm not being funny, right? It's no like they got it done that early that it's no he's went and ripped up the World Cup and see that 2 million, 3 million fee or whatever, see in a month's time that might have been 5 or 6 million.
Yeah.
Like, they got it done after basically the first game.
Well, say you're bang on the money where you're going to say there, the talks of stalled, that's the word I was looking for, Jackie Mackis.
Is that worrying for you?
No, I think he's been excellent with Celtic, but there's a guy in the World Cup who's lit it up front.
South
Guys
Korea.
in Maida.
Oh, right.
He was outstanding up front for Japan.
I think he's got to be a striker, isn't he, Meadan? I don't think he's technical enough to play off the side.
I can't watch him cross about the pitch again.
Do you know how they type of games though shoot him down to the ground as well? Like that pressing forward, getting the ball back for Japan, starting counter-attacks. Like he's brilliant at that, isn't he? Whereas, does he offer you what Kyogo does? You're saying as a striker, he doesn't.
Can you see
No, he doesn't.
made that like slipping, like making runs for balls being slipped in the side of him and things like
That's
that?
what he does, but
Whereas when he's pressing,
that's his best thing.
He's the best presser.
He's a fullback, man. He should just go and play fullback with Alistair Johnson.
Honestly.
Should just start calling him Alistair, shouldn't he?
he should be like he should be the guy that starts a marathon and runs really fast and they try and catch him
Sets
up.
the pace.
Pacemaker.
But no, he's not going to play ahead of Kyogo or Giacomakis up there, too, is he?
No, but that's what if Jackie Mackis goes, then that is an option that they've got as a backup striker.
I think Celtic should go a wee bit above and beyond to keep Giacomakis. What do you think on that?
I
like him.
I'd be surprised if they let him go, but if contact talks are stalled, is he asking for something unrealistic?
I think he's a good player.
No, but
for a guy that doesn't, he's not your starter, is it? So if he's asking for this crazy money, it's hard to agree it.
I think there has been like times where you could argue that he should be in the team.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? When Kyogo went through that sort of wee period last year, and when he was out, with injury, and Giacomakis ended up the top scorer in the league.
Yep.
It's like you can't really drop him, but
No.
I think Kyogo is the number one, but he's shown that he's more than able to.
Is any strikers out there you could think of Celtic could bring in if Jack Mackis
John
went?
Baker.
Mate, the South Korean
He's got
striker.
Rangers.
Is he? South Korean striker.
South Korean striker was a joke.
Outstanding.
Can't remember his
Outstanding.
name, but
Is that realistic to get the South Korean striker after having a decent
I
World
know
Cup?
you get the Japanese striker.
I know, but I mean, after the World Cup he's had, will there be bigger teams that'll go for
I
him?
couldn't even tell you where he's at, which would help
Couldn't
because
even tell his name, boys.
if he's still playing in South Korea, I'd imagine the fee won't be as big if he's playing in Europe somewhere. But I'm the same as what you said at the start. I don't know if it's just because I don't love international football, but I thought I'd watch every game in the World Cup. I've not really watched that much.
No, I'm the same, mate.
Can I go back to Rangers? I meant to ask this. Is it possible Rangers can get back into the league?
Good question. I don't think so.
For me, nah.
I think a gap, mate.
I think Celtic are too strong, aren't they, just now?
That's what I was going to say. I think regardless of the gap, I think is Michael Beale going to get backed with 10 plus million to bring in 5-6 players? No, I doubt it. And then I just think that Celtic have got a stronger squad than us. So I think, like we spoke about with Ange Postecoglou, that wasn't the case. You think he needs 2-3 transfer windows to get the squad up to where it needs to be. Whereas Rangers don't have that luxury. They're 9 points behind. I don't think he'll get the chance of bringing as many players as he wants. And
should you think this
There is a way. Flood Money Park with this.
That's what they're needing, isn't it? That is what they're
10
needing.
cans each before a game.
I think
But
Rangers.
tell you what I will say, and it's so
Get
early,
to jail.
still so early to be saying this, right? Rangers have to win in January. Have to beat Celtic.
If they beat
Where is
Celtic,
that at?
Ibrox. If they beat Celtic and Ibrox, if they win 6 points, what's 6 points in football?
Celtic have, I don't think Celtic have dropped
I know,
6
but-
points all season.
They've lost one game,
One game
in 48 or something like that.
Still 2 old firm games. If we go back to Rangers, kind of.
But then you also need to bank
Slow
on Rangers
period.
winning every game.
I know, but Rangers' slow period, that time when Celtic turned it around after the break, Rangers were 6 or 7 points clear. And then Celtic overturned it with Gio come in. It was possible then, and nobody could see that happening. But it's happened. You can never say never.
I hope I'm wrong.
I know he's all, you're
hope
wrong.
I'm wrong. But I
I
don't
know
think
he's
I
all don't hope you're wrong, but I think it would make it interesting if Rangers were to beat Celtic at Ibrox in the end of the month. Or
It definitely makes it more
It will be
Interesting.
more.
achievable, that's for sure.
Yeah. Jim Goodwin, they're leading the race for third.
The pressure on him is massive, though, Si, with the amount of players that have been excellent at the World Cup, played recent winning. Does it put a wee bit more pressure on him, would you say?
He's Aberdeen manager.
What are we going on here? See that
Aberdeen.
thing?
Does it put more pressure on him, Si?
Goodens went back to Aberdeen.
They back to the World Cup, didn't they?
Back to St Mirren.
Here, do you all feel funny?
With that drink.
That's what's done it to me.
I feel fucking full of
Do you
life, mate.
like that?
I feel tremendous.
I
Do you
feel
feel
like I'm
good?
idiot.
I feel brilliant.
Funny.
Come here, you.
I'm running the 20s tonight.
I'm going to.
I've got energy about me. They're getting run.
I'm going to hand deliver it to the first 30 people order as well, just to let them know.
That's a
Right, so
lovely
can we
wee
get a
touch.
video? Can we get a picture every 30?
Do you think I should do 30 or do you think I should do more or pick out a hat and
No,
see?
30 's a
30.
lot.
30. Very
30's a
30.
lot.
That is a lot.
Right,
But we
fair.
want pictures with everyone's address and that. Like, so
hope-
evidence that you've actually done it.
I do
five.
hope though that I don't just go there and
You're not
give
going to just go to your pal's house or that and say it's a competition or that, yeah?
people's money.
30 pictures of the exact same building. Innit?
At this,
Always
time,
mates one.
at this time of year, you think I'm going to do that to people?
Every time
no.
somebody
do you know what
comes out
else?
the buttery, here mate, can you
Give me
take
a-
a picture?
No, not at all.
But how many, and this is what type of guy he is, he'll pick all the women.
Aye.
No chance. No way. Listen,
But
I'll
do
say it
you know
fair.
why? It's because it's only birds that are going to buy it, innit? Because they're
you've
not
got
sure,
it.
mate.
I know somebody, right? I know somebody that when they're doing interviews for jobs, right, gets their phone numbers, right, for the jobs. He puts the phone number into the WhatsApp and checks her profile pic before deciding whether he's getting an interview or no. That's shocking, isn't it?
That's terrible, huh?
Here,
Oh,
what was
you
it?
know.
I'm
Never
going-
do that.
I hope they.
Talk about Cypher from Helpless.
So what was I going to say there?
So how do you think the game will turn out at St Mirren's ground?
That's a cracker. I don't know why they're playing it there. That's a surprise, man.
Can they get, what's St Mirren's stadium called?
New St
No Love
Park.
Street anymore. What
No,
is it?
I was going to
It's,
say Love
St
Street.
Mirren Park.
How do you think it'll pan out at St Mirren's pitch?
Where have I got to quickly start St Mirren? Fucking back in time, aren't I?
How do you see the game pan out at Pittodrie?
I
Good
think-
game.
I think Celtic
Cracking
win.
game.
Celtic's record against Aberdeen's ridiculous, isn't it? I think it's hard. All the evidence suggests that I know Aberdeen have improved, but how can you bet against Celtic now? So,
Yeah.
I think it'll be a competitive game, but I fancy Celtic win.
Right, down at the bottom, Dundee United, huge second half of season for them. 3 points adrift of Kelly. Can you see them turn it around? Big Charlie's now in as the first team coach. The only way is down for them.
No, see, that being said, I do think we'll go straight down now. No, see, to be honest, I mean, we spoke to Charlie for obviously years, you know him for a long, long time, but his ideas in football are amazing.
Yeah, work hard. They will work
He
really
works so hard and he's I mean, the good thing is he's obsessed with it. Listen, he's not the manager, of course, but that can only help, I'm sure.
I've said they'll turn it around all season, so I've got to stick with it.
Do you still stick with it?
What did he
I
do
don't think
different?
I don't think they'll get relegated.
What did he need to do different though for the first
I think
part
they
of
need
the
to bring
season?
in somebody at the back.
I just think like your Kelly's that with Dale being there, the spirit that he'll build at Kelly, their home record. I can't see Kelly.
I can't see.
Motherwell, I think Motherwell's, I think they're in there.
Do you?
Aye, I do. Don't know why.
You said Motherwell really good.
I think Motherwell will be alright.
I don't know. Honestly, that could be another tip, a Morocco tip.
I would still say that Kelly and Motherwell probably know their best 11 as well. I don't know if Dundee United even know their best formation, their best 11 players. Would you agree with that? Kind of they seem to switch quite a bit.
I think they give away too many easy goals in D9.
I do. Charlie will change it.
But I think it is tight, innit? You look at the table, it is tight. I think between, is it 10th or 9th now to 3rd, there's about 5 points, 6
I know
points.
Ross County were obviously were toiling a wee bit there mid-season and they've kind of picked up a wee bit, so they might go on like what they did last year and go on a
Done
better
that last
run
year,
yeah.
because they did that last season, so they might just have found their feet because they did sign quite a lot of new bodies, so maybe they're just gelling together, so maybe they go on the way. I think the next from now till the beginning of the January is important. I think whoever can get off to a good start could end up getting themselves a wee bit of a gap. If they don't, then
That's when you always start to see a bit
Yeah.
of separation in it. It's after the sort
Yeah.
of Christmas period going into the end of January, February. So
One thing that United can probably do over other clubs as well is bring people in January. I think United have got the money to go and
Will they?
the
Bring
wage
people
bill is
in.
mental now though. Mental.
Do you think they will?
I think they will have. They're doing in that position.
If
I
they
think
want to
they're
stay in the
gonna add a
league, they'll
couple
have
on.
to.
Yeah,
They'll have
definitely. Other big half of season: Livy, Motherwell, Kelly, St Man, St Johnstone, Ross County. Livy are just incredible, aren't they?
Amazing.
And you can see why after he's been on this show.
He was incredible. That
They-
There's one guy that'll have a way of playing, and if you do not stick, that you will
You're
not
out.
fucking be there.
They'll be top 6 for me.
You think so?
Aye.
What an incredible achievement if he does with the money that Hibs are putting into Dundee United, Aberdeen.
I feel like
Hearts.
other teams when they see that they're playing Livy at the weekend go, oh fuck.
Definitely, Kev, 100%.
That's how I see it because I'm thinking if I'm playing with Hearts and now and I'm playing Livy this Saturday at Tynecastle, I'm thinking, fucking hell, what a hard game this is going to be against Livy. Every game you're
never
going to get
an
against
easy
them,
game.
you're not going to get an easy game, whether that's the Old Firm, and 9 times out of 10 at home, they'll nick a goal from like a corner or nobody will do a turn or whatever. They'll get that goal and then try to get 2 past them. It's difficult.
Yeah.
It's really difficult. And I think that's just like you said, down to Davy being Davy. Different way of doing things. His team are hard working. And I think that's a really important fit.
I don't know if they already have this year. Because I remember when they went up to Petodi, I think they were 1-0 up and they got a man sent off after about 15 minutes.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't see anyone beating them by outside Old Firm. I don't see anyone beating them by 2 or more goals.
Yep.
And you just
That's
know it's going to be a goal either way.
Good quality as well as
tight.
hard work and graft. They've got a mixture of everything.
Mate, they went and beat. Did you see that? They played an Eredivisie team last week. 3-0.
Was it Fortuna Sittard?
The Indian boy's brilliant for the minute.
Who?
The Indian boy.
What's his name?
Proven right though, weren't you, mate?
You were right, mate.
You were right.
You were right.
Aye. Michael
His head
Kemper.
scrambled.
Look down that camera right now and tell Davey you did sign a boy for Indian League.
Call him something.
No, I spoke to him on the phone 2 nights ago. He was brilliant. He was brilliant. And
What time at night?
1 in the morning or something.
Where was he?
Tom Boy's house. No, listen, I just think he was amazing. And I mean, when he came on the show, I think, do you know what? And this isn't a criticism, but I was a wee bit surprised how smart he actually was. And I don't mean that in a bad time, because he's obviously a good manager, but the way he spoke, the dedication he's put into that club, and I was genuinely serious. I would love to see him, nothing against Livingston, get a bigger job to show what he's all about, because it's amazing what he's done there.
St Johnstone, they ended it quite well, didn't they? Man, like saying that.
Yeah, strong.
They've ended
Could they be another one? They've signed well, like Nicky Clark, Graham Carey.
The last game, if they won the last game, they were third.
Well, they're right. I think they could get in the top 6.
They're starting to look like a team.
The back together.
In terms of, when they win the 2 cups, they're starting to look like a team. They've got an identity and stuff about them, and they've got, I think the most important thing for them is, what do you call him, the boy up front with the long hair?
He's brilliant.
Stevie May.
Stevie May's playing really well.
Yeah.
Rockstar.
And then Nicky Clark's banging in goals as well. Solid at the back. Good midfielders. Waterspoon's now back putting in balls in the box.
He's massive for them, isn't he?
I just think they've got that balance, and you've got the chairman that's decided to put the club up for sale. Is it Jeff?
Good.
Brown?
Yes.
Jeff Brown? Fair play. I think he's been
Peter Header trying to sign him, isn't they? Remember all the Browns played for Peter.
To be fair to him, he's got to take credit for sticking with Callum Davidson through that tough speed last year, because a lot of chairmen would just have wielded the axe and that would have been him, but he stuck with Callum Davidson. He's managed to get the team into a prominent position, and like you say, a couple of wins, they could be in the top 3-4 teams in the league.
Stevie May, Callum Davidson, couple of Goffs. You always want to see Goff doing well, don't you?
Not every week, innit?
They change it.
Callum Davidson, I think, or Murray Davidson, he's still playing.
He's still
Is he
there.
alright?
I thought you meant him. He's not a goth.
They must
He's
have
a
about
hard
5 or 6 testimonial players at St Johnstone.
Aye, they must
Boys
do.
have just been there for years.
Stevie thinking on the bench. Craig, is he still playing?
Wallaceman's been there for a long time now.
Stevie
When
Craig?
did he leave?
Is it Steve
No,
Craig?
Liam
Craig.
He takes under 18s now.
He's no playing still, is he?
Who's St Johnstone's best ever player?
Who's St Johnstone's best ever player?
Jody Morris.
Good shout.
Really?
I think so.
Jody Morris is brilliant for
Jody
St
Morris is
Johnstone.
unbelievable.
Oh, most decorated player.
Aye.
It'll be one of the boys for last year.
Aye, it will be.
2 years ago. 2 years ago.
Rooney.
No, but generally, it'll be somebody for the double
Who's St
cup.
Mirren's favourite best ever player?
What do you call me? Shug
Gus McPherson.
Murray.
John McGinn.
Hugh Murray,
Hugh Murray. John McGinn, probably. Kenny McLean.
I played with Hugh Murray at Clyde, hopeless.
Gary Teal.
Gary Teal, good player.
Gary
Stephen
Teal.
Thompson, maybe.
Big Tom.
Big Tom.
Aberdeen's best ever player.
Jim Goodwin.
That
was
Jim
brilliant.
Jim Layton.
No, Willie Miller. Go to Willie Miller.
Willie Miller or McLeish.
Strachan.
Boys, good to be back.
Here, Si, I'm going to, before you go,
Sit on one of the cans.
I've done it already this morning. See, when I come to your house, but I don't want to just drop it off at the door.
You want to come in?
Come in the house, get food.
What are you going to do if you go in the house and stinking of shite though?
No, walk straight back out into the cans off him. I'm not having
I'm sorry, that'd be your dad's house.
What he's all after for? What do
your
you
dad
want?
drink it?
What do you want for
Does your
Christmas?
dad
A wee man loves it. He always puts it that in a whiskey. Brilliant. There's a wee touch and a wee bit of lemon in it. No lemon.
Lime.
Put it in and just a wee dash it. Listen, and then you
That's
put
nice,
the
I
glaze.
enjoyed that.
Beautiful.
Aye, so
Here,
that.
what's your what have you asked for Christmas?
Oh, she got me a pair of headphones.
Already?
You've had real problems with your
Christmas
headphones,
for a
haven't you?
while, mate.
Mate, every time I run out the house, can somebody help me with this? Every time I run out the house, 10 minutes, the headphones go off, but they're fully charged. You know how that happens? Do you know,
You
seriously?
lay in the battery in the house.
See, you know what I mean? See, when you're enjoying a run, you're listening to it and it just goes ding.
Oh, the worst.
I
So
don't
if you
know.
asked for the
What is it?
headphones,
What are you using?
Beats.
AirPods? I get
Beats,
AirPods,
bruv.
mate.
Beats, bruv.
what have you asked for?
AirPods. I tell you what, I could do with AirPods. I lost my AirPods.
Did you?
See,
There
I'm
you
not
go.
into that kind of technology stuff.
What are
I
you
don't
into,
listen
big
to
man?
it. I would
He just wants a hamper, doesn't he?
Just
A meat hamper.
Aye.
Full of
Just a
meat.
hamper.
But he wants the outside of the
Loads
hamper to be meat as well.
Just full
Loads
of meat,
kebab
loads of
hamper.
Parma ham and stuff.
Parma ham and meat.
I'm all over that though. See, like a cheese board.
Cheese board.
Meat and cheese and that.
Big
We've
bit of
not-
sourdough.
Unbelievable.
Fucking salty. We caramelised onions.
Usually-
Sourdough you want, is it not?
Usually like the modern day people now with all that
What
cheese
you
box and all that. Johnny's.
Right, I'm off.